がないならまだっちゃろうね。よろしくお願いします。
This is Felthamy, and I featured him on this channel before. As a matter of fact, I may have even played this TikTok. But one thing I like about his content is that his content is about the interactions and how pure they are. And now that I've had a chance to study some Chinese, I can actually recognize some of the words.
为什么？
为什么? Why do you think? Yeah, so he said 觉得 that means I think not.
你看我的皮肤没有脏了，没有。
没有 that means it's not.
好多黑人也是很好的。
So you can understand the point of seeing someone who has mastered the language, but the line or the path that it takes to get from starting open with your first book to getting here seems like it's an insurmountable task. But it's not as bad as you think if you have the right mindset. As you guys know, I passed HSK level 1 test and it was relatively easy. The writing is almost, I wouldn't say a match for Japanese, about 60% of a match. And the listening was relatively easy. But now that I'm taking the second level test, it's getting harder. And so I know that the test is going to DDT me, but that's fine because it's the way that I'm going to push myself to study. That said, in case you are curious about what a test sounds like.
现在开始第一题。
Okay, starting at number 1.
一，
我买了一个新电视。
新电视，
我买了一个新电视。
我买一个新电视。I don't know the answer to that one. Okay, so that's an X.
二，
R is
对
number
不
2.
起，我错了。
对不起，
对不起，我错了。
我错了. I was wrong, I think. So I think it's saying I'm sorry. So I think that's a circle, yeah. Yeah, check mark. 对不起, I
三
think it's I'm sorry. Number 3.
再见，欢迎您下次再来。
再见，欢迎您下次再来。
再见. I think that means every day. Maybe I drink tea. No, I got it wrong.
四，
Number 4.
这是他给妻子买的。
他给
这是他给妻子买的。
妻子买的. I'm no. Okay. Yeah. And number 5.
女儿让我回家的时候买些鸡蛋。
女儿让我回家的时候买些鸡蛋。
So jidan is egg, so I'm going to guess that that's right. So yeah. So you can get a feel for the fact that the test is not going to be easy, and I know that. But the point of the test is not to pass the test originally. What the point of the test is that if I didn't take the test, if I didn't sign up for the test, I would not have any urgency to study on a daily basis. And that's why I think it's so important for guys to understand, if you take the test and fail it, so what? But you got to find yourself in a routine where you find a way to fit in time, because you're going to be too busy. You're going to want to do stuff. You're going to want to watch stuff. You're going to have other priorities. But if you sign up for that test, it's going to give you a chance to get DDT'd, and then you're going to get more motivated to keep studying.
六，
Leo is
他
number
回
6.
来的时候，我正在洗衣服呢。
洗衣服. That means wash
他
clothes.
回来的时候，
Yeah, this
我
is a
正
check.
在洗衣服呢。
洗衣服, no, that's a yes. Boom. You know how good that feels when you get a question
七
right? And number
服务
7.
员，请给我来一杯咖啡。
Why
服务
they
员，
cafe?
请给我来一杯咖啡。
So they're asking, do you drink coffee? And that's obviously no, so that's an X. Yeah. You should have heard the word cha.
八
And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. If you're trying to push yourself and get a bit out of your comfort zone, it's going to make you study. And there's a reason why I wanted to show you this is because I started here in Japanese 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was essentially studying the same stuff and I didn't have YouTube. I was just books and note cards and going into the test, not thinking I could pass it, failing a couple of times and then passing it and then passing the next test. And that's just what motivated me to study on those days when I might have watched some NFL football, or I might have gone to a party or have a good time. Instead, I thought, you know what? If I learn the language, then I'm going to have a totally different experience. And that's what I want to show you about why it's so important to learn the language, because it can open up a whole new world for you. Originally, I thought about streaming this, but I'm not too confident in streaming just yet, so I'll get there. But I wanted to show you the opportunity that availed itself to me when I had taken the first 2 or 3 years and buckled down and learned the language. As I mentioned, someone came up to me and said, you know what, why don't you coach the team? Well, this is footage of me coaching a basketball team. This is one of the games where the younger players only can play, and so the older players are focusing on other things. And so this is a group of young kids who really haven't. Some of the kids have basketball experience, but a good number of the kids have never really even played basketball. And so the whole point of what's going on is that the younger kids are getting experience playing in a game that's of consequence because it's a seeding game. And for the older guys who probably have basketball experience, they want to win, of course, but it's their chance to kind of grow as players. So we've got the tip off here. And you can see number 4, he's a guy who hasn't really played basketball. And if you look right there in the purple shirt, you'll see someone that you probably recognize sitting on the bench. And this is me coaching in a game that had consequence, because you win this game, you win the next game, and you get to go to the next tournament. So we're playing a 2-2-1 press. And we're the underdog in this game. That's why we're wearing green. And that was a wraparound behind the back pass from one of the best players. And we come back out in the 2-2-1. And the good player gets in a foul early, which, we went back and forth quite a bit. Because he's a very talented player, but he was a bit emotional, so he would get into foul trouble. So we're playing, this is a game against the top rated team, and so we weren't really even expected to compete in this game, but we actually surprised some teams, and they're very strong. They advanced quite a ways that year, but we gave them a pretty good challenge this game. Yeah, you can see that's a really good shot there. So you can see here, number 7, he's our best shooter, clearly our best shooter. And the guy catching the ball, he's our best playmaker available in this game. And so number 4, he was kind of our hustle guy because he hadn't really played a lot of basketball, but there are a lot of dynamics going on when you're coaching a basketball team, because you have the good kids who are saying, why can't you do these simple things? And then you have to motivate kids who haven't played the sport to give their best. And you have to do all of it in Japanese, which is one of the reasons why those first 2 levels or years of study actually came in really handy, because the team was in practice. You got to do this. You got to do this. We're running a 2-2-1. This is your job. And we did all of this. And it did wonders for my ability to communicate. Back in defense. Get your hands up. Pushing tempo. So that's a good pass. but kids are very excited early in the game and he overshot. So little things that take a lot of work, like working on inbound plays and have people ready to get in certain spots. A lot of that is, you know, the work of basketball. And all of that work gets done in the language of, that's a really good backdoor look. We missed that shot. So you got to do things like teaching kids to get back in defense. It's a very good shot. And not getting too emotionally involved in the game. So this is our ISO call here. So single fist in the air so you can see them clearing out. And this is the playmaker making a really good play to score. So we get in our 2-2-1, pressure the ball, run it to the sideline, and get them out of their regular speed, and we force two. So we ran, this particular year, we ran 2-2-1 into a 2-3 half-court press, or 2-3 half-court zone. So here, yeah, this is going to be running the, yeah, we ran the wheel for our shooter so he can get his first shot of the game, and we got him going. And so our three best players are playing in the back of the zone because our pressure is going to come from the younger guys, and we're going to try and use our more experienced guys to see the, you know, the places to intercept the ball. And so all of this, of course, is stuff that I'm doing, coaching, making prints, making tests, all of these things are done in Japanese with the terrible Japanese that I had. That pass can't stand passes parallel to the baseline. Yeah, the inbounds pass is parallel to the half-court line is literally the worst pass in basketball. And trying to get kids to not do that pass is so incredibly difficult. Getting kids to get their hips down and put pressure on the ball, all of these things. So they're working our zone. We got to try. So this is the kind of stuff that I did for a good, I think I did this for a good 10 years, just me barking at orders. But I really enjoy doing this, even though I volunteered a lot of time. This is a fake screen. Come around, this has got a really good look here, you missed it. But this is the kind of stuff that comes up when you put yourself in a position and an opportunity opens itself up, right? I'm gonna push temples here. I'd like to see the ball work around to the other side of the court. That's not the best shot, but we got another opportunity there. Trying to get young kids to understand things like passing to the wing and then cutting through, or passing around the three-point line to make the defense work, and then getting that help defender to get work so that the person on the other side can, yeah, like here, right? You catch there you go. If you catch that weak side defender, I'll let you guys see it again. The reason why you want to work the ball around the corner is you see the weak side defender right there, right? The weak side defender right here, he's right here at the top of the lane. If you can get him a little bit out of position, this is why working the ball around the, yeah, there you go. You work the ball around the other side of the court, and then you get guys out of position. And trying to get young guys to understand the value of doing things like this is, you see these kind of turnovers that drive you nuts, and you know, you have to live with it because they're such young kids, but it was glorious fun. And that's really handsome me right there, barking out my orders, and you know, hey, I was the guy, and I really enjoyed it. Let's show you guys a little bit more. We got about another couple minutes here. Generally speaking, when we get a dead ball, yeah, so this is a young guy who doesn't understand how to set a screen, so he set a moving screen, but generally out of dead ball situations, I have my kids ready to run half-court plays, right? And so that was one of the things that they got used to, is having a set sheet of things to remember to know that this sign means this play in the light. And so we had a good 3 or 4 pages of just offensive plays, right? And that's not counting our defensive sets, because we ran 2 or 3 different types of zone. We ran full court man. We ran 2-2-1 press. All kinds of different things, because situations present themselves. And in FIBA basketball, in FIBA basketball, the ball is live, and so you can only call timeouts after your opponent scores, right? So you have to be ready to run your play. Can you catch a break here? Get the rebound. Trying to get kids to box out. That's a good shot. The rebound, there you go. So trying to get kids to do things like rebound and know their spots, that's a lot of work for young kids, right? Oh, great. And so I told you before that we were underdogs in this game, so we're going to get a chance to see the score in the game here because this is kind of outside of the expectation of the game because people thought that we were going to really not be much competition because the team was so much stronger apparently than us, but get the kids ready and they played up to their confidence level because they knew they could play with it. We don't need guys pressing the ball too bad. So this is just a short snippet of when I talked about the kind of opportunities that presented themselves in terms of what happens with you invest in a language is that you're going to have an opportunity to see windows open. And if you're ready for that window opening, it might be opening a business or getting a certain kind of teaching, second or third skill like dancing or something that you know how to do, or it could be a variety of things, but those doors are not going to be available to you if you're not ready when those doors open. And so I like to talk about the aspect of Passport Bros where you do the thing about, learning the lessons, or should I say learning the language, because that is going to be what's going to set you apart from so many other people that are just going over for a good time. So that said, I want to remind guys that you're going to see a lot of different people and they're going to probably go overseas and just want to have a good time or just look for girls, and that's cool. But what I'm telling you is that you really should learn for a lot of reasons, and even for business reasons. You want to start a business or restaurant, you want to invest in a business or restaurant, those things are going to open themselves up to you when you embrace the language. So that said, I'm going to go take this test tomorrow and the test is going to bash my head in, but I'm cool with that because in the end, it's just a stepping stone. And so I advise, just like I said before, guys, if you haven't signed up for a test, sign up for it. Go get your head bashed in, pick yourself up and say, oh, you know what? This test ain't that bad. Let me see if I can pass it. And then you go on the second time, you're ready for the test and you knock it down. That's the way you do it, guys. Take the chance, learn the language. Some opportunities are going to open themselves up to you. Take it from me. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Catch you next video. Take care, guys.